see. This is not too terrible. I would say this is something, let's make sure, let's look at it before I say anything. Okay, well, this is pretty good. This is pretty good, I would say. Well, at least the first half. Later, some of the other ones are back to having some serious problems. For example, look at this one. Once again, it has the black and the blue. So this is unsellable. Unfortunately, because half the package is unsellable, the whole package is unsellable. We can't sell half a pack. So, and even though like the border is also, I mean the cut is not perfect, but it's pretty good. But still not sellable, unfortunately. As much as I like these sleeves. These back. Okay. Poorly printed. The border, I mean the sides are just really terrible. This is not supposed to happen. The sides are supposed to be really smooth. That's just normal quality. That's not anything special. That's just normal. Like, that's the product, what it is. This is not the product that we asked. It's not that we want a special product or anything. It's just, that's just the product that exists. That's like saying, I don't know, a TV. A TV has certain qualities that you expect the TV to have. And the same with this. You expect sleeves to have certain qualities when you purchase them, and this doesn't have any of them. So problems here. It's just the border. It's never aligned correctly. It's always something in the border. It's just never aligned, and the plastic is just never actually cut properly. They used some really cheap cutters or something, and they didn't even wash it, so it smells terrible. So this is not sellable once again. Let's open some more before we go to the other pack, to the other box. We have 3 more boxes to go, so I want to make it fast. Okay. Okay. Ouch. This is really poorly cut once again. You can hear some weird sound when you go through them. Like the plastic finally breaking apart from each other. Here is also pretty terrible. See how it's almost white? It's not supposed to be like that, it's supposed to be black. Comes to show how terrible the cutting is. As far as the border, it's just normal. And by normal I mean a little bit on this side, like usual. It's kind of itchy actually. Okay, bring this away. Oh, what the heck is this? Just few physically damaged, which is just normal. We expected that to happen. But this one smells really terrible, more than the others. Especially terrible. It's really itching now. Okay, poor cut once again. Poor cut on both sides. The border doesn't seem too terrible. Seems better than usual. Like this one's okay. Let's look at some of the other ones. Well, they have the border on top, which is why the sides are fine. Usually 1 or 2 sides are messed up. Usually not more than that. So in this case, only the top one is messed up. The sides are fine, but it's still not sellable, unfortunately. All right, so we got 2 more boxes. The other 2. So we're going to be looking at all of them. Let's open just maybe 1 more from this box. Then we're gonna put all the merchandise back and go on with the second box. Really big black border on the top. poor cutting quality. Poor cutting. Yeah, same as before. So now we're gonna put this box on the side and move on with the second box. Okay. Let's begin. This is kind of weird. This is a really, really thick black border on the top. Really, really thick on all of them. And now there's something else that I've never seen before actually. The bottom. There's a piece of the design on the bottom here. On this side, a piece of the back design just keeps going. It keeps going on this side. There's like a little bit there, which makes sense because look at the black border. It's really, really thick. So thick that they must have like missed some stuff back here. Well, anyways, that's it for this pack. And yeah, the quality on the cut is also really terrible. But that's just normal nowadays. Okay. Same thing. Terrible quality on the sides. This one also has a really thick top border. Okay, where were we? All right. Same as before. Really rough. In this case, there's like a white line on the edge, and the top border is really thick once again. So that's this package. Unsellable. Chemically damaged. Difficult to see on the camera though. Maybe this one. Like white spots all over. This is already unsellable, and they're all like that. Chemical damage. Let's look at the sides. Usual poor cut. Nothing mention worthy. Just the same. Same back quality. In this case, the back, it's not too terrible, but the border is still not correctly aligned, so even then, that's not satisfactory. So another unsellable pack. This one's pretty bad. See all those white spots? Yeah, that's rough edges. That's plastic coming out of the supposedly smooth edge. The design itself, it's not centered once again. Has a thick border on the top, a thick border on the side. And this one is just broken. It's a piece of thick plastic in it. Okay, another unsellable package. So far we haven't actually looked at a sellable pack. I wonder if there's any of them in here. Once again, same issues as before. It's really consistent, let me tell you. This side as well. As for the design, there is gonna be a thick black border on one side, and everything else is fine. But still unsellable. Simply due for either the fact that the sides are not correctly cut. That already makes it unsellable, because that's just not what a sleeve is supposed to be, and or the fact that our design is not centered is already unsatisfactory. So this is not sellable. Let's look at some of the ones underneath. You know, because maybe just part of the box is damaged. So let's get some variety. Maybe one from this side. Maybe one from this side underneath. Two. Let's get two. So a little more variety. Okay. This is even worse. It's really terrible. This is among the worst for sure. Let's look at the design. Thick top border. The rest of the borders are about good, about what it should be. I mean, this one's a little thick, but it's okay. The border is fine, but there's still the horrible top border and the bad plastic cuts. So nothing to say about that. Let's move on. Okay, this one's physically damaged, but that's just normal. Happens in every shipment, as I said, so I'm just gonna throw that there. We're not gonna keep that into account. Okay. This one smells really terrible. So let's start with the cuts. Usual terrible cut in the shipment. So it's really edgy here, especially the bottom area. It's really itchy too. This side also pretty bad. The logo, it's fine. Now the design. There's a really thick black border, and the edge on top is blue. Once again, this happened because the sleeves are cut improperly, and a piece of another sleeve is in this card and this edge. And then I'm guessing that if they were like next to each other, the machine would have cut too much into this one, and the same thing happened on this side, I imagine. So this is unsellable just because of what I just said, and once again unsellable because of the poor cuts, unsmoothed cuts. No, not quoted even. There's no quote, there's nothing. It's just, this is not a sleeve. This is not what we asked for. Okay. I'd like to know, really poor quality, and even the package. It's supposed to be printed black, and it just has holes in it. Yeah, this is another issue. And most of the packages are like that, but that's not a big deal. It's just the package. We have a lot more to cover. This one's physically damaged. Okay, once again, this one is really terrible. Extra terrible. Really terrible cut. Poorly cut. In the back, really thick border on one side and no border on the other side. It's gonna be like that for all of them, it seems. Usually is. Well, I mean, usually halfway through you have another issue. Like this one has the border on the other side. But okay, another unsellable package. Look at this package. This one looks good from the outside. Ouch. Another problem. As I mentioned, when you touch the sleeves, it hurts your skin. In that case, I accidentally dropped it from that shock. Okay. Same issue. Rough edges, plastic, bad plastic. This one is just damaged. Actually, a lot of them, all these are physically damaged. Okay, these are not physically damaged anymore. Like maybe like a couple of them are physically damaged in this pack. Let's look at the border. There's a border on this side, and no border on any other side. So this is also basically unsellable, just because of the fact that the first thing that happened when I opened this pack is that I dropped them because this plastic got in my skin. Okay, and just because of the fact that the cuts are so terrible, like that's already enough reason to ask for a refund should we sell it. And many of them are physically damaged, and the border is not correctly aligned. So another unsellable pack. Put this over here. Let me get through one more really fast. Another horribly physically damaged pack. Poor cutting quality. The back is almost fine, except it's not really aligned at the bottom.